Right. Let me see.
We should be live.
Yeah, we are live now.
We are live.
Yeah.
I had the music here to go like. Oh, anyway, we're live. Let's go.
Yes. Let's go with the music.
Yeah, the music's not coming for some reason.
So everybody watching, we had some technical issues, which we solved on the way.
Aha. Now we're live.
Yeah. Now we had the proper introduction.
Yes. Now we can be officially live.
Yeah.
So welcome everyone from this live in our YouTube.
And from the other continent, so internet is really giving us possibilities of connection and StreamYard. So to everybody watching from Macedonia and Serbia, we are actually having interview with two of the leads in Game Jam Plus and Indie Hero, people who are behind the creative energy and acceleration energy of the event. While on the other side from Serbia, we have two professors having their part in game development scenes in Belgrade. And me, Daniela Spasovska, but I will give a chance for the others to present themselves.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Who's going to go first?
Who is going to be first? Pedro?
Yeah.
Well, let me introduce myself. So, welcome everyone. It's a really pleasure being here with you today. Here is even in Brazil, beginning of the night, I think, in Macedonia, Serbia, and we have all these time zones. Now, well, I was the creative director of Game Jam Plus last year. Now I'm one counselor of Game Jam Plus, helping to build this incredible movement around. I'm also researcher and consultant into the game industry, helping to build projects to support game developers. I'm coordinating the incubator of Especini, the first Brazilian game exclusive incubator here, and also helping out the community with a lot of cool projects around, like Indie Hero, one of my partners as always. So it's a pleasure to be here today.
Okay, maybe Darko?
Yeah. Hello everyone. I'm a professor at the Faculty of Dramatic Arts in Belgrade. So we just recently opened up our new department for animation, visual effects, and game art, which was like a huge undertaking because at this faculty there hasn't been new department for over 20 years. So it's like a big deal for us. I also worked as a freelancer. I worked at companies. I'm a certified Unreal Engine instructor. So I also like to work, like to make games and make short films using Unreal Engine. And this is my first time to be part of the Game Jam Plus. So I hope to, see how it's going and what it's gonna be. But I'm excited to be here.
Okay. Thanks, Darko.
Juliana?
What?
Juliana, maybe?
Juliana, yes?
Yes, of course. So hello, I'm Juliana Brito, CEO of Indie Hero. Indie Hero has a goal to help indie game studios to monetize and to get financial stable. And I'm also the expansion relationships manager here at Game Jam Plus. So some of you already talked to me during this whole Game Jam Plus process, and I'm super happy to be here to solve any doubts you still have about Game Jam Plus.
Okay, Daniela, then you?
Oh, I will let you for me, Professor.
Okay. I'm Miodrag Krkovic. I'm a visual artist from Belgrade. I'm also a professor of audiovisual compositions, which I specialize in Germany, and then made this new programs, image media and audiovisual composition at Belgrade Academy as a professor, where I'm a chief of art department, and I'm working also as an expert in the spheres of education, or let's say of evaluating and making new programs in the field of visual art for let's say for Serbia, for the region, as well as for European Commission. So actually my goal is to expand all types of visual art education and to implement in art education system. And that's why also we answer to this call, because it's something that like only theoretical parts are not enough. We want to implement all kind of practices into our let's say studies, and to involve our students and colleagues, so to let's say to kind of make stronger all types of visual art productions.
That's
it from me.
Thanks.
I just one moment. I think that I don't know if the others hear, but I hear like a phonia from Professor Krkobabic. Maybe if you put some earphones, if you
Yes,
have.
Here I have no problem with the audio. There's
Oh,
no-
then it's mine. Okay, then it's my problem. You hear me
no-
right?
Yes, we can hear
Oh,
right.
Yes. I'm Daniela Spasovska. I'm from Macedonia. Macedonia is having the second year in Game Jam Plus, and we can't wait for the weekend, which is actually in 2 days from now, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, to become again part of Game Jam Plus. But let's say that why I was inspired to do this meeting today was that I understood that although we did such a intensive and information, or we informed our participants quite well, or our potential participants quite well last year. I understood that they still kind of lack the knowledge, because it's a complex process. What actually Game Jam Plus consists of, and what they should expect on that road. Because it's not only a regular game jam which finish after a weekend and just give awards, but you somehow have to work for all these rewards and all that process that should bring you to investors and publishers. And actually, the other thing while we are doing this meeting is to announce that Serbia is joining Game Jam Plus for the first time, and we are very happy that we are sharing server with them, the Discord server, where we can actually switch knowledge. Although each of the countries has its own way to the semifinals and I believe through the finals too. But we will be just like with Israel last year. We will be on the same server. We will be mingling. We will be talking. We will have fun, and at the end of the weekend, we all will have good games. I believe we'll all have good games. So
I'm
from
sure
here,
of
I
it.
would. Yes, I'm sure. So from here, I'll give a speech to Pedro and to Juliana to explain what actually is Game Jam Plus with this year new concept.
Okay. I think I'm gonna do an overview of the process, and then I will let Zambon explain a little bit more the incubation part, since he was the mind behind it, and then I will pick up of the acceleration part because it's being made by Indie Hero this year. So just like a general idea, Game Jam Plus starts with a game jam, so 48 hours develop marathon to develop a game. After that, we'll have venue judges. They will choose the winners of each venue. So Serbia, Macedonia, they'll also have different winners. The more participants a venue has, the more winners they have. Those winners are going to go through incubation phase. I'll let Zambon explain a little bit. After this incubation phase, they will go through acceleration phase that I will explain after Zambon explain incubation, because just so we can go chronologic here. And then we'll finish everything with business round and award ceremony. What's very important to notice about the whole process is we're gonna have about 4 themes. So these themes are just gonna be revealed on Friday, so we can talk about them. I know, but I can't say it. And then we'll have also categories. Those categories, they will have separate prices, and most of those prizes like money prizes. So we'll already have one confirmed category, that's starting category, with about $10,000 in prizes for first, second, third place, maybe two fifth place. We'll also have a second category, a Tale of Us, with a $5,000 prize, and we're probably going to have one more category that's also going to be revealed on Friday. So that being said, Zamon, can you tell us a bit more about the incubation?
So the incubation, as well as the acceleration, is the great innovation of Game Jam Plus. Is the plus of the Game Jam Plus. So what's the idea behind of Game Jam Plus? A Game Jam, it's a very important event in our industry because it's the place when we met other developers to create, to experiment new things and to innovate as game developers. But the problem of the Game Jam that it overs after 24 hours. Some of these very famous games around the industry was created on game jams, but we know that most of these teams and games, they are completely gone and lost after the event itself. So Game Jam Plus, it's a place where the Game Jam is the gateway for the industry. It's the first step for you to connect with opportunities and possibilities to insert yourself in the game industry, or if you are already inserted in the industry, to create connections and get new opportunities in the industry. So if you're going to participate into the Game Jam in the next weekend, and I hope you do, you're going to have your first opportunity to, after really different steps, to being connected with the investors, publishers, game companies, and so on. This first step, this incubation phase that happens after the Game Jam itself, it's the moment where, well, we know 48 hours, it's impossible to have a really mature prototype. You're going to have an implemented idea of something, but you will need to improve this prototype to have something that is more possible to being launched into the market. So the idea of the Game Jam Plus is take these best prototypes and game ideas that came from the Game Jam itself, help with incubation and support from our community, our mentors, and the incredible network of Game Jam Plus, and support these game developers to improve these Game Jam prototypes with a more mature prototypes that will be more possible to have success in the market. So that's the incubation phase. It's take your prototype from the Game Jam and make something better from it. And we're going to give you all the support with mentors worldwide to improve your ability to build this prototype. And now for the acceleration phase.
After that, of course, a great game is super important to get this game to the market, but people need to know about this game, and you're also going to need financing for it, and you're going to need a lot of different like marketing, how to actually get this game to the public. So that's where the acceleration phase comes from. That's where we like forge all those games into actually businesses and companies. So we'll help all those jammers actually have a more business thought process, and we prepare them with a very good pitch so they can go like to events like Gamescom, GDC, and actually pitch those games to publishers and have a better chance at actually getting a publisher or getting some financing so they can actually go to the next level of the game and formalize themselves as a company, and actually go through the whole process, finalizing the business round. We have today more than 25 groups from venture capitals, angel investors, and publishers that work with us and gonna come and watch their pitch at the end of the process. So pretty cool opportunity.
So summarizing, Game Jam, the best prototypes of the Game Jam, incubation phase, you improve the game itself, and then acceleration phase when you will learn to make this game possible into the market.
Yes, and in between we have a semi-final, which actually is kind of selecting the best games from the incubation phase that should go to the acceleration phase.
Exactly.
And yes, and then the final, which actually selects which are the game. But I think that more than the final, this year will the popular will be the business round, because the best game is the game that gets the contract, I think.
Yes. So we do have like live events. So the final for like Serbia and Macedonia, so for whole Europe and Asia, is gonna happen in Portugal this year. The semifinals, the continental semifinals. So that's some awards and everything. So it's a pretty good place to come together. We have heard that some fellows that find jobs there because we connect, like we bring a whole lot of people from the industry and like more mature people, and also the people from the Game Jam. And then yes, in the final we have also award ceremony. That's our final. Like Daniela was there with us last year in Rio de Janeiro. It was super cool. I got to meet her. And then we do also this award ceremony there. But being the best game of Game Jam Plus doesn't mean you get to the business round. So that's the thing going around. Like we have a lot of awards like best music, best gameplay, best art, and that's super important to drive the sector forward. But doesn't mean that actually this game is able to captivate people to get to buy them, like actually get to the market. So you may be selected to the game round and not be a finalist at Game Jam Plus. So at Game Jam Plus, we're always trying to get like a lot of different ways you can win something. So you can win like being best in like in art, in music and everything. You can also win by going to a business round and actually getting a publishing deal or some like investment fund deal. And you can also win by winning a category. If you win a category, you get all those prizes I talked about before, now the $10,000, $5,000, and maybe other prizes. Those categories are going to be done by also companies in the sector, and they may also offer funding deals for this publishing deals for this category specific, but that's going to be decided later on. So yeah, you can win a lot from different ways. So it's super important you come participate and you get a lot of different opportunities.
Listen, we actually should tell to the participants or to potential participants that actually the participants are having the best fun. We as organizers, we like seeing their success. We like communicating between each other, but what they experience and the growth they experience from the moment when they, let's say, like many unexperienced teams get to the first phase, to the first stage. And when we see them somewhere in the middle of the road or even more in the final, we see actually grown-up people in the means of grown-up, like a business grown-up, people who think completely differently, especially after coming to some of the venues this year that will be Lisbon first and then Rio de Janeiro. People really grow through that experience, and I think that many of them really publish their game. That's a very interesting. I mean, the courage to publish the game and to finish the game is something that I think is missing when you are sitting at home.
And it's missing from most game jams, I think. Like it is super cool and fun to get together in this weekend and do something super creative. But the experience you get to actually publishing this game, even if it's a fail publishing, like you went there, you published, nothing worked out, nobody bought the game, but you also learn out so much from this experience, and that's so rare that you get this opportunity to actually launch a game, and then you get that. How does it work in Macedonia and Serbia? How how do people grow there, like the game, the industry?
Serbia
Well-
has bigger industry, so
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just listening to everything you're saying, and I think this is a really, really great idea because I was participant in one small game jam here in the company, and like we finished the game, it's all the adrenaline and everything, and after that, like, back to work, forget everything. But it's great. I'm more like sitting at home, working on my stuff, and I can understand the people who like to let's sit down and make something. But once you make something, that's like just half the job. Like if nobody sees it, nobody buys it, then it has no future, right? So I think this was a really, really great idea that you guys had, and I'm glad that it's happening. So I'm really just listening from like someone who's first time here, and so have like a fresh perspective on all this. As far as gaming in Serbia goes, we have like a couple of really big companies like Trilateral, who's now part of the Epic Games, and they are the ones who are actually making MetaHuman, if you've heard about it. We have Nordeus, who's also like a big player, let's say, in our country. And game jam wise, I think like they are organizing local game jams, so like inside companies. We have like Serbian Gaming Association that's organizing, like that's the glue that kind of holds everything together here in Serbia. So everyone pretty much has contact with SGA, the Serbian Gaming Association. And so I think they are organizing some kind of small game jam in Play Studios, but nothing like on this scale, right? So I think it would be great for, let's see how it goes right now with us, and then we could, maybe expand and make Serbia a bigger part of all of this.
Well, I have nothing to add. I have nothing to add. Darko is quite. If you ask me, Darko is an expert to ask him about this industry and everything that is connected with it.
Thank you.
Macedonian scene is quite small. Actually, it's a scene with a lot of potential. But since we don't have big companies, or we have a few companies that can compete on the international scene, I think that many of the people find their way outside the country. This is one thing that we should solve in the near future. And the other thing is that we should actually encourage more and more people to join the game development companies or to join the market. Because still, I think here on the Balkans, when you see, I don't know in Serbia, maybe Trilateral has, and I believe they have, and Nordeus have excellent salaries. But let's say that somehow I think that maybe banks and medical companies that do IT pay better in Macedonia, and but we have more fun. So people, I think, are kind of on the crossroad. Should I follow my heart and do game development, or should I go somewhere where the salary is bigger? And we actually should solve that by bringing some bigger companies, which will actually offer what everybody who likes to develop games wants, and that is a full satisfaction. However, yes, sorry.
No, I just will say that the demand of talent in the industry is so big that we need more and more people working in the industry. So especially in those emerging countries like Macedonia or even Brazil, Serbia, that has a lot of talents to offer to the industry, and we are not yet colonized by the game industry. So we need these people working in the industry. We need this opportunity, and the Game Jam Plus is all about that, creating the opportunities for these developers, know that there is a way for them to being part of this industry. Because I think that the one of the problems to build a game industry community and ecosystem is that most of the talented professionals not even know that it's possible to work with games. they not even understand this as a career, a real career path for them. So if you create some place and some opportunity and a program that shows them, yes, you can live from games, you can work with games, and also you can have good salaries with it. That's all about what is Game Jam Plus. So it's great when I can see Macedonia, Serbia, Brazil, and every country that it's not yet a really huge place for the industry, because I know that someone that lives in these countries can have the opportunity to live from games without a move to another country. That I think that's the main goal of what we are doing now.
That's totally Indie Hero's mission. So Indie Hero mission is everyone that wants to make a living from games has to be everything he needs to be able to do it. So that's our mission and our hearts. And how we do it here at Indie Hero, like we are a spin-off from Game Jam Plus, with Game Jam Plus, we talk a little bit about the macro, and Indie Hero is like, we need more. We need more games in the market. We need to do it more hardcore. So that's why we created Indie Hero. And we have here like these business rounds we do all over the year. We go to Gamescom, GDC, and Dubai and everything, and we bring leads to the community. We also do outsourcing. So if companies are in need of outsourcing parts of the development, they can come to us and we connect them with the studio. We also have like job opportunities in our Discord. So all the time someone is posting, oh, I need someone to do that. And to do that, recently we helped two developers that were in our network to sign a contract with a game development company in the UK, and they needed help so they can work there. So we help them with that. So we do everything that's in your minds to make everybody that wants to live from doing games to be able to do it in different ways, like being outsourcing advert games, serious games, creative games, like fun games, and also like just normal jobs in big companies. So
yes, and actually I have experienced that because when I was to Rio de Janeiro, that's a complete another planet for when you are starting from here. So this organization, you see only few people. Actually, you see two people. There are 30 plus people, sometimes up to 50 in the rush hours, in the rush days, and actually they are like bees, really, really hard working on that, and with a very great enthusiasm. That was the word is actually vigor. I looked for that word when I was once writing about you, and what actually Juliana just said is actually that they are really doing from the bottom of their heart and with all their strength to bring every game to under the light of the sun. That will be that means on target.
And of course, that's only possible because of local organizers. So you guys are local organizers. So Macedonia serve local organizers because that's the first step for everything that we do. Like the first step is get a local organizer so this country can participate with us. So Brazil is in the 7th edition of Game Jam Plus, and we created a lot of studios that are like stable in the market today. Were created doing Game Jam Plus. Were created from teams that match inside Game Jam Plus. So, and we're in the 7th edition. So now we're going to a 2nd edition in Macedonia. And I hope like when we are in the 7th edition in Macedonia, we also have the same effect. We're going to the 1st edition in Serbia. And that's only possible because people that are excited and want to work for the industry and want to I want my country to be part of that, come to us and dedicate time, because it's like free time, it's volunteer time. So everybody has a job, has to do. And they come for volunteers and spend those times looking for participants, building a venue there, doing lives like this. So it's only possible because of you guys. So thank you.
Thank you. if they have another question because we are speaking, and then I'll ask.
I just wanted to add to everything that so here in Serbia there is really a big gap in the industry and education, and what we actually realize is that the industry is very hungry for new talents, right? So the salaries here, as far as I know, are not a problem like in those bigger companies, but we are really in desperate need for people who actually first to know that they can live off of this, right? So it's like an actual profession. And the next thing is that that they know that there is like there is a conflated idea of IT sector in Serbia. Like they think they put everything under IT that has something with computers, right? So we like need to educate people and and young kids that hey, like there's a game development sector, right? It's more like fun. It's not like just programming. It's art. It's narratives. It's everything. You're like sitting home and playing. You know, like we actually do that in Serbia. So that's also our motivation was to actually by opening up our department at the TDU, you know, to try to bridge that gap between the industry, and we have the full support of the industry leaders here from Serbia. So I think you know, all this with Game Jam actually sounds exciting and something that I think could work on a longer term, you know, with us as possible partners from the education in Serbia, and we'll see, maybe even venue holders, as you said. So I'm really excited to see how it goes.
Yeah.
I think Daniela froze.
Daniela is frozen. So
Yeah.
yes, I will also.
Please.
I will also confirm. Just a short note. I will also confirm that there is a gap that should be filled because we have quite strong, let's say, visual art or movie industry education, and as Darko said and as you said, what it should be, let's say, clear that this is a real job, and that you have real jobs in this industry, and that it's not like just playing games or just having it for fun. So yeah, it's one thing that is, as Darko said, we have a lot of in our country. Everybody is speaking about IT sector, which is quite okay. But as I often used to say when I'm working as an expert, yeah, but you have this small cream or on the ice, which is a creative part of IT sector, because most things most of technical things one day is going to be, let's say, kind of over, but creative things are never going to be over. You will never you can never let's say make technical things and creative things the same. So that's why I think that it's very important to implement it and in the educational system as a let's say a real possibilities for young people who are visually educated or who want to enter this area, to know that there's a huge number of real jobs that they can also look for.
Exactly. So we need to make them into this weekend. Start, maybe you can start as a hobby or something that you're not facing as a professional thing. But in there, you're gonna see some possibilities to why not becoming a career. So that's exactly the point.
Do you have like some?
Yeah, it's the same. Like, people are like to watch the movies, to draw, or to do some other things, and actually it's the same. People that's how started actually at my place, because a a lot of young students, they just like to play the game and said, okay, let's do it together. Let's make the game.
Exactly.
I know that Petro will have to leave in a very short time, so I have only one short question for him, and that is what the teams, especially the new teams that never been to Game Jam, what they should expect at the end of what we are expecting, what you're expecting of them at the end of the weekend. Is it a concept? Is it a prototype? Is it something in between? And maybe later Juliana will tell us actually what they can expect from the incubation process. What are what mentors will help them with, and what they will have to do by themselves. That vertical slide, but I think Juliana knows that too.
Well, I think first of all, what we expect is that after Game Jam Plus, you came back as a different person. So we are not expecting a prototype, a game, or anything else than you participate, make connections, learn from the process, and that's it. But
the weekend.
Of course, at the weekend. But of course, if you wanted to go to the next steps of Game Jam Plus, participate in the incubation, go to the finals, and so on, we are expecting for you to have a playable version of a game that is connected with the subject and the teams that we deliver for you. And you can use all your creativity to create meaning with the subjects and make some playable version of this game. As playable, of course, we can have bugs, we can have implementation problems. We know that it's 48 hours, but that's what we are expecting. But in the end of the day, the most important thing is go, connect, learn from the process, and make friends, have fun. That's the important things. And at the incubation program, we're going to help you to have this really immature prototype and transform it in a better playable version of it. And then into the acceleration phase, we're going to make it something that it's possible to have a market, to possible to be sold and connect with real investors and real audience in the industry. But here in the weekend, thinking on going there, show your talents, make your best, make friends, and learn from the process. Not more than that. Don't push too hard. It's not there is this competition side of Game Jam Plus. In the end of the day, it's not about who is better than who. No, it's about for you to push your limits and learn more than you, all that you can into this process. That's it.
Yes, exactly as Zambon said. For the incubation phase at the end, we expect something like a vertical slice, like a more playable version, a demo. But in this first phase, actually just show the skills, have fun. And what we also have here at Game Jam Plus, and when we go through the incubation phase, because we have all those different categories, even if you were not a local winner, there's a chance that one of the companies that is sponsoring a category will look to your game, look like your idea, and say, hey, come and participate in the incubation process with us, be my category. So we also have we call the recycle, like you're not a winner, but we will look through all the games, and if there's anything that our sponsors like, and that happens a lot, really. Like normally we have one or two team finalists from each country. Some countries have 60 people participating and stuff, so we have more 5 winning teams or something. But we normally pick another 10% or 15% that also come to our acceleration, our incubation phase. And then for the acceleration phase is to go to the business round is actually how good your pitch is. So it's very focused on business. We will not actually evaluate your game in the game sense. Like here in Indie Hero, we found out there is an investor for every different type of game in the world. We stop trying to imagine what the investors want, what the publishers want. They all want something very different. And we just looking for a presentation, a pitch with a high quality, because that's where people don't get the funding, because they are not able to communicate very well, to explain what they do, to explain what their plans for the future, and that's when they lose the investor. If they have a clear, very good presentation, it's normally they're gonna find someone to connect, publish, fund, and everything. So that's what we look through the acceleration place for the business round, an excellent and great pitch. But it will teach you, no problem. You don't have to know all that. It will teach you on the way.
Actually, you don't have to know anything from that. You need for the beginning is the wish, the desire to make a game.
Yes, just the desire.
And most people have no skills at all. When you go there, just like Petro said, when you go there, you learn a lot for the weekend. If you go further, you work with mentors that will help you come to the semifinals. And actually, that vertical slice is more for semifinal. But first, let's go through this weekend, and we'll talk about And it's not only Macedonia and Serbia and Brazil. There are a lot of countries joining this year. Many countries from Europe are joining this year for the first time.
32 countries, 74 cities this year. And we already have more than 1,000 participants that subscribe to participate, and we're getting more every day. So don't stay behind. Participate with us.
And it's important to say, even if you are not part of a team that is selected as a finalist, you can, being connected in our Discord and so on, to being part of some companies and some teams that are in the next steps, because we are not, they are always wanting programmers, artists, sound designers, and so on that lack on their teams, and they are looking on to improve their teams in the next phases of the process. So for some example, if you are not in the best team of Macedonia, why not, if you are a sound designer and some team in Serbia needs a sound designer and I cannot find it, why not help them to build their project? So this international community, it's also interesting for you to connect and help teams and integrate teams all around. That's the most important thing. Jasmine, I need to excuse me because I need to leave. But thank you all. It's been really nice to be here today, and see you then. And I hope someday see you in person in Skopje, Belgrade, and well, why not?
Or Rio with us as a finalist.
In person in Rio, of course.
Actually, we are waiting for. I was hoping that you will come together with Ian, but that's another thing that you will also travel through Balkans next year for sure. Thank you very much for your time. I know that you are super busy, so giving us this hour was very exclusive thing for us. I know.
And I'm always happy to be part of this community.
Thank you, Zambon, for being here with us.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We had a case last year from a team that needed more talent for the incubation period, because they were just 3 people, and we had 2 people from other country that participated with them, and they went through the finals with that. So even if you're not in a team that is chosen, but you have the willingness to keep going, maybe in the incubation phase, you find a new team for you, because they are always in need.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's a mistake we did last year. We had a team of 2 guys who were excellent. I mean, very talented in their work. And if we only knew how to create a larger team that will support them. I know that when we got to Brazil and we saw how the teams have actually rebuilt themselves during the whole process, we will actually rebuild our teams so the game can get, let's say, the game was excellent. That's why I like it. It's addictive, very good playable game. But when we saw all those large teams there, we saw that actually the whole process is not to go alone with the team that you started, but to go and gather more people around your game during the process, to make original music, even more original art, even more things that you like to achieve and you have as an idea, maybe you don't have as a skills. So actually, yes, this is the thing that nobody who is getting in the first phase is not excluded in the other phases. Actually,
Yeah,
and
that's interesting. It sounds like it's not the actual people who are competing, it's the games who are competing, because they are like the constants in everything and things can change and reorganize, right?
Yes.
exactly.
So
I-
we're almost at the time to finish our live. Let's do a final round. Maybe Daniela, you can say a little bit what people in Macedonia can do if they want to participate in the Game Jam Plus, and Serbia also. What can they do? Who they need to find, and what your advice to them as a local organizer?
Since we are around 48 hours to the real 48 hours, let's say that we have 2 days until the starting of the event. There are different channels on which they can apply. They can register on the official registration form at Macedonia. They can register for the create a game that can help the Earth. That's another create the game for the Earth. That's another competition we have. They can write directly, because it's a short time, so I'm giving them all options. They can write directly to our email. They can write directly to the page of our Facebook page, Game Jam Plus Macedonia. They can actually come by any means to us, and we will find their way to settle them up in the Discord server. So the final destination is to get to the Discord server, which is Macedonia Serbia Discord server, and this is where we are meeting Friday evening.
Yeah, as far as for Serbia, it's the same. You can just Google Game Jam Plus Serbia. We today we made a Instagram profile where you can directly. I think that is going to be quite interesting because my students are making this all day, and there are colleagues from another place. They are trying to make even a physical event. So they will make a Google Sheet to just for registration, as well as Daniela said, on a global level where they can register. So hopefully we will kind of make some noise.
That's super cool. Hear from the organizers. We're always available for questions. Our website, gamejamplus.com, already wrote here in the chat for you guys. We can also find us in our Game Jam Plus at Game Jam Plus Instagram, where you also find more information about the categories and the prices. And you also can watch Daniela here in Rio from last time. We have videos on that on our Instagram if you want. So don't think too much, just come and you will probably find your place here. Yeah.
Yes, and we actually have a physical venue this year. I think that Serbia also has a physical venue, so maybe two.
Yes.
And even if you come to the physical venue at the Friday evening and say, I didn't register, but now I'm here, and we will register you and get you to the whole process. So just find your courage to go with us with the weekend. Not only courage, but desire to participate.
Yeah, we made this kind of announcement. Yeah, you're playing games, come with us to make the game. Just be our +1.
Yes.
Yes, our +1. And
always a +1. Yeah.
Yes, I must say sorry. This is international call, but we got like a very, very big support from one hub in Ohrid, that's Kasarna hub, and they were like, they got us under their umbrella, let's say, with open arms, without asking many questions. This is something that happens very rarely. So I just want to say I would like to make many more events at your venue after this event. That's how I was impressed by the approach. And I was also impressed by Serbia, how they approached. When I wrote them, they approach back like we know each other for years, and that was also a very open approach. Something that's why I'm so happy sharing the server with them. We are happy.
Yeah, we are happy as well, and I would also like to thanks Darko to responding to our invitation, and then I think that next year, this year, hopefully, is going to be a success. But I'm sure that next year is going to be a real success because I think that we have quite a good background here. But as Darko said, it's not so connected, and with the all. But I think that these kind of things just help to interconnect, even to us that we are actually knowing each other, etc., etc. So it's always good to have this kind of let's say spark.
It is. We have a
That's
lot
so-
of local organizers that went into business together. So
Juliana, thank you very much
Sure.
for sharing your also busy schedule today, 2 days before the start. And thank you for actually, you're always so professional that actually people like you is what keeps this whole very big elephant going.
people like us. Yes. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.
And see you
Join us.
days of the
Ciao.
actual event. Bye.
Bye.